ride around with that type of. So like to the end.
Back here live on the floor with Coach Ray. That's my man, young boy, never broke his knees. Man, I tell you what, the second half of the show, I'm doing life with one of the coldest scorers to ever play the game, Myra Gordon. Myra, you still with me, right?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? Hey, I got a chance to do life with Jalen Posey of Grand Prairie earlier on in the show, and we talked about music and how it has a marriage between there's a marriage between music and basketball. Speak on that about your game, man. What music best personifies Myra Gordon's game?
Well, like I told you before, I really only listen to NBA YoungBoy before like every game because I feel like that's what gets me most hyped and most ready to play. And I just really love him and his like all his songs really. So I think that's like really the only artist I listen to before every game.
I love it, man. And now you were cold on the court, girl. And you know it too. You know it, man. Over 2,000 points scored. That's not an easy feat. Okay, man. How much work did you have to put in to achieve that goal?
Honestly, it was a ton of work. I mean, my junior season is really when I kind of exploded. I had almost 1,000 points my junior season. In one season, I think I set the record at my school. So that was a huge accomplishment for me. And I felt like after that, like, I just knew, like, I was probably going to be one of the best high school players, like, in the state of Texas. So I kind of just used that to keep motivating me throughout my years. And, I mean, it took a ton of hours in the gym, but it was worth it.
Now, man, you come from a basketball family. You come from hooping,
yeah.
Man, and your big sis, Lexi. Man, what was it like coming up under her?
It was really inspiring, actually, because I feel like she's been through a lot from her high school to her college career. I mean, she transferred. So, I mean, just seeing that and, like, how much work she put in and how, like, she never stopped. She never gave up. I think that was very inspiring. And just being able, like, to always go to camps with her and wherever she was, I was. So she kind of dragged me around gym to gym while I was younger, and I felt like that really helped my game.
I love it.
And her work ethic is amazing. So, I mean, just taking after that.
I love it. Now, a couple of years ago, you got to try out for Team USA, man. Let's talk about that experience. What was it like?
Well, that was an experience. So I think the year before, a couple years ago, I got invited, and I feel like when I did get invited, I didn't take it as seriously. So the next year, I didn't get invited, but I still decided I wanted to go. And so I went, and I actually made it to the final cut, which I only think me and 3 other players from Texas, it was me, Sarah Andrews, Hannah Gusters, and Jordan Oliver, were the only people from Texas to survive that final cut. And I think it was just a great experience, a humbling experience to play against, like, the top girls in the country. And it's just an experience that I won't ever forget, and it's an accomplishment, like, that I'll keep forever because I know, like, I competed with some of the best. Even though I didn't make the team, I still made the final cut, and I feel like I can compete with the best people in the country.
Hey, man, and that's what it's all about. You know, that experience, just being there, it's really up to you. You know, either you make the most of it or it goes in one ear and out the other. And you speak highly on seizing the moment, seizing the opportunity. And it reminds me, I told you I have to go to the attic for old school basketball just to get my fix right now. And man, I was watching a replay of the 1985 All-Star game in which Michael Jordan, it was his first All-Star game, and he just wanted to fit in with the legends. Dr. J, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and George Gervin. And, man, I didn't know that Jordan was getting so much notoriety because, of course, Jordan, he shows up with his chains on. He just signed his deal with Nike and Jordan. And, man, do you know these fools? They froze him out of the game. He only had like 7 points. And I said, man,
wow,
that's just dirty. But MJ, he thanked him. He thanked him at his Hall of Fame speech. So, man, I bring that up because you got that experience to play with those girls. You know what I'm saying? And you've used that opportunity to catapult you. Now you're going to Tuscaloosa, man. What made you pick Alabama? That's what I want to know. I would love for you to go to UCLA.
Well, I kind of just felt like whenever I went down there, like I had a great connection with the coaches. I mean, I've been talking on them on the phone for a while, almost throughout the whole summer. So when I went on campus, it kind of just felt like a family atmosphere, and I love that. I also kind of like the style of play that they have down there, and they want me to put the ball in the basket, and that's something that I feel like I'm really good at. And so I feel like I can contribute a lot to that program. And not only that, but I feel like they're a program on the rise, and I kind of want to be a part of helping build a program and make history. So I feel like those were some of the main reasons that I chose to go to Alabama.
Roll Tide, baby girl. Roll Tide, you know. Coming up in the Metroplex, you've been surrounded by talent up and down the court. You know, who has been some of the toughest players that you've had to face?
In the Metroplex? Well, I think one of the toughest is Katie Farrell. I don't know if y'all remember her, but she played at Plano.
Yeah.
In my sophomore year, I had to go against her for playoffs, and she was really tough. Jordan Merritt, of course, Sarah Andrews and Hannah Gusters. I mean, they're obviously top.
Oh yeah.
I never got to go against Deja Kelly, but I was really hoping to make it to the fourth round of playoffs so we could have played against them.
Yeah. She's an amazing player.
Huh?
Deja's an amazing player, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, man, you're speaking of amazing talent, and I had to put Jalen on the spot earlier on in the show, and I asked him, who would your starting five? You represent the ladies' side, okay? You represent the ladies' side. Who would your starting five senior class be?
I'd probably have Sarah at the point, me and Joel Spears at the wing. I would throw Deja in there and probably Jordan Merritt.
I love it. I love it across the board. I love it. Hey, you think you guys would give the boys a run for the money?
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And my folks that are tuning in, this is the scoring princess of L.D. Bell High School, Miss Myra Gordon, legend, local legend, man. And it's so awesome to be able to see all the work that you put in over the years, man. Because I tell you, man, your freshman year, I thought you were ready to go. You know, but just seeing you strive and persevere. Let's talk about with this coronavirus, man. How has it affected your relationship with your teammates? This social distancing.
It's honestly so hard. I mean, just really my teammates, like, I feel like I hung out with, like, Claire McDonald and Kyla Davis a lot, like, off the court, too. So, like, not being able to just to see them and knowing that we're all about to go off to college and who knows when we'll see each other, when will this, like, all end. It's kind of, like, surreal. Like, it's like, wow, like, I don't think we'll go back to school. So,
yeah,
it just kind of all ended so fast and so unexpectedly. But I mean, those are my girls for life. So I'm not too worried about, never seeing them again. But it just kind of sucks that we don't get to finish out our senior year like we wanted to.
I know it, man. My heart goes out for you guys, but at the same time, here's the big picture thing. We care about your health. We care about your safety. I know it's an adjustment that you guys, an entire senior class, have to make. But, I was looking at a meme this past week, and it said that almost 30 years ago, seniors, how they celebrated their senior graduation, they were being drafted to Vietnam, And so, in reality, you guys are good. You're still going to be celebrated. We're still going to have that graduation. And, man, you spoke on Claire McDonald. That's my little knucklehead. I love her to death. She's a hoot. She's a hoot. Speak on the relationship of you and Coach A, man. I know you had a new coach come in your senior year, and well, actually your junior year. But speak on the relationship that you've had with him over the past 2 years.
I actually had him come in my sophomore year.
Yeah.
So we've had built like a connection since my sophomore year, and it was crazy because he came in and he was very open to like everything that I really had to say. We kind of worked off of each other. I mean, I went in there and we had coach-player meetings all the time, talking about like what we can do to improve this team and what I can do. I mean, he held me accountable. He told me like that where I was kind of lacking in some areas, like my defense and stuff, that he needed me to pick it up if we wanted to make a deep run in playoffs. And I feel like we just had a huge trust with each other. I mean, he trusted me, I trusted him, and we kind of like used that to our advantage. And I feel like a lot of players in high school don't have that relationship with their coach. So I feel like I was very blessed to have that type of relationship, not only with him, but my assistant coach, Coach Lively.
I love it, man. So we're talking about, for my ballers coming up, if you're listening, I hope you're tuning in. Myra Gordon, one of the coldest players to ever play the game, male or female, in the Metroplex. She's going off to Alabama to continue her basketball career. Man, All-American accolades. You hear me? This young lady is a stud. Growing up, you had the target on you. Are you telling me and telling all these players coming up that, you know, in order for you to succeed, you got to put ego out the window and you got to be able to be coachable? Is that what you're telling me, Myra?
Yes, for sure.
I love it, man. And speak on what that means to just know that you have the bullseye on your back, the mental fortitude that's needed.
I love it, really. I mean, I feel like I always get everybody's best game. Mm-hmm. And I love it because when you play your best, I want to play my best too. I mean, I just love competing, and I hate losing. So I feel like whenever I get to compete, I mean, I just go my hardest because I don't want to lose. I don't want to come out the other end with a loss. So I feel like having a target on my back has helped me become a better player and like become the player that I am today. I
love it, man, because, you know, today's player, Myra, man, a lot of kids talk about they want that smoke, but they're not able to handle it. but you're somebody that was able to handle it, man, and you handled it very well. So what are some of the tangibles that you would leave to players coming up under you? I know at LD Bell, you got a couple of gunners right behind you, man. Little Macy, what's Macy's last name? Golly, my brain just went dead. Macy Mercer. This little girl, she's a baller, man, and she's young too. I love it. What would you leave as a let's say a Myra Gordon goodie bag for them to follow in your footsteps?
I told them all. We actually had this conversation before the seniors kind of headed out, but I told them that like really they all need to develop a mid-range shot, because I feel like if you can score at all three levels, it's a huge like add to your game, and college coaches really love that. And I also told them like just to stay in the gym, like even when others aren't, just stay in the gym, get some extra shots up. Do some extra sprints. Like my dad always preached that, even if it's just a couple free throws, just stay in the gym when everybody else is gone. And I feel like that really helps add to your game.
I love it, man. I love it. Now, you of course, you just hit the nail on the head when you mentioned Dad. Speak on the role that your parents have had in your life, and your on and off the court, and also tell Mom and Dad congratulations on little man. You know, I know he's 4 months now, so we got another baller, another G coming up.
Yes, it'll be a while before he comes up. But, yeah, my parents have played a major role. I mean, just sacrificing so much for me and my sister. I mean, this year, they try to make every one of Lexi's games that they could and every one of my high school games. And just, like, knowing that they care so much to, like, be there present to watch us play. I mean, their loyalty to me and my sister, like, has definitely never wavered. And I feel like they've sacrificed everything that they could so that we can be the best possible basketball players and people that we can possibly be. And I mean, I appreciate them so much, and they definitely played a major role in how successful I've been so far.
Shout out to mom and dad for everything that they do and that they've done and continue to be for you, man. And I asked you earlier, what was one of the craziest games that you've been to, that you've been able to experience? And you talked to me about Notre Dame versus UConn. How was that?
Yeah.
Back in 2018.
I was actually there because my sister was on the UConn team that year, and it was crazy because, I mean, UConn came back in the last, 5 seconds. I mean, not 5. It was, a couple seconds. It's probably 5 seconds. I don't even know. But they came back so quick from, a 5-point deficit, and, then Enrique hitting that shot at the end and then hitting another buzzer beater against Mississippi State the next game. I mean, it was just wow. It was crazy. And, I mean, UConn fans just dropped silent when she hit that shot. It was this feeling of shock when she did it. And I feel like that was probably the craziest game I've ever attended.
Man, as a baller, you just got to, I know you were rooting for the home team, UConn, but as a baller, you just got to put yourself in that position of that game-winning shot, man. Did that inspire you big time?
For sure.
I love it. I love it across the board, man. And Myra Gordon of LD Bell, doing life with Coach Ray on the flow with Coach Ray for my folks listening in. And Myra, man, I know you've had a ton of support from just the community around you. Speak on the importance of your development. Who would you say has been there day in and day out pertaining to your just skill development? Who you want to give a shout out to?
I want to shout out to Higher Goals. First off, Wayne Watts for helping me start. That's where I kind of started my basketball career with him and his program for whoever knows how many years. I think from 3rd to 8th grade. He's really who kind of helped me fundamentally start basketball. And then I also want to shout out Adrian Mercado, who has been a consistent trainer of mine since I was little. And also Jarrell, who is another one of my skill coaches. And then Josh Green, who is my strength and conditioning coach.
I love it, man. Myra Gordon, just giving the accolades. I love the saying, give your heroes their roses while you can, And
right.
You have that opportunity every time you get on that basketball court. And, man, last parting words to up-and-coming girls in the game, because I know you guys are changing the game, man, across the board, and I expect to see you in the league. I really do. I know you're going to do great things, but why do I know that? Because little do you know, my daughters looked up to you, Of course, both of them being ballers, I always pointed out and try to lead them to be students of the game and find the local talent around you that's doing it. And, of course, no one was doing it like you around them. And I want to thank you for the leadership that you've exhibited on the court. And, man, you didn't even know I was going to share that with you. But we often don't know what our influence means to those around us. But I want to let you know that I appreciate you big time, girl, and I'm proud of you across the board. But let's get into leave. What do you want to share after you're done with the game? What do you want to share with up and coming girls as they strive to be the next Myra Gordon?
Well, first off, I want to say thank you. It's a huge honor, to be an inspiration for junior girls. But I feel like basketball, it's bigger and it gives you a huge platform to be a great person and to inspire others. And I feel like that's the most important part of this game, is to really tell the youth that they're next. And I feel like if you keep working hard, and which I plan to do, you can really be something great and use your platforms for something bigger than just basketball. So that's what I plan to do with my basketball career. And I hope young girls, they just continue to work hard and make this game like more than just a girls' game, and people start seeing the WNBA as more equal to the NBA. So that's, I feel like, the bigger picture for all girls trying to play this game.
Man, I love it, Myra. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know who you remind me of? You remind me of Maya Moore. You know,
I get that a lot.
Hey, you know, Maya's doing great things right now, just off the court. You know, she had
Yes, I know.
stepped away, and I love the fact that she's fighting for the exoneration of the young man wrongfully incarcerated. I love the fact that she's just what you spoke on, using the game for a greater platform, and that's what all ballers have the opportunity to do, and that's what we're here for. You are going to lead the next generation of ballers that transform life, not just on the court. And I salute you. I salute you, young lady. Congratulations on an amazing senior run. You know, hopefully we get rid of this corona, so you can be reunited with your folks, you know, in a safe fashion. But tell mom and dad I love them. We got to get you guys down on the show, you know. Oh, before you go, just like I did with Jalen and all my folks, you wouldn't be here without who?
My mom, my dad, my sister, and all my trainers and coaches that I've basically had all for over the years, and also like my family, my outside family, who's just supported everything that I've done.
I love it. I love it. Well, my. I love you, sis. The ball is on your court.
Thank you.
I love you, girl. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
My folks tuning in, that's local legend, man. Yeah, I'm calling her a local legend because the young lady is making an impact on and off the basketball court. That's Myra Gordon of LD Bell, graduating senior, heading to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. She's going to be a Roll Tide or Crimson Tide. That program is on the rise, and man, I tell you what, this young lady can get buckets. She can get buckets, folks. She can get buckets, and I love the fact that just being able to do life with someone that has worked hard, worked their butt off to be the best that she can be on the basketball court. And I tell you, my folks, man, I miss watching these kids play. I miss doing life with ballers around the Metroplex. And I know that here in Texas, we are adjusting continuously to this epidemic known as corona. And, man, our teachers are getting hit left and right. But, man, I got to give a huge shout-out to coaches out there, man. I know we aren't able to meet with our teams, but I've seen numerous coaches go online, offered online training, and I got to give a huge shout-out to my girl, Keisha Anderson of Fire and Ice Basketball. Man, this girl is all over the Facebook, just in her driveway, in her living room, just trying her best, doing her best to continue to be the amazing leader and Hall of Famer that she is, you know, and leading her basketball players and just players in general. My man Larry Menendez, I love what he's doing down at Southwest Christian, just continuing to unify those girls and build that program continuously, even through Corona. My man Robert Hunt, who the grind don't stop, man. I got to give a huge shout out to him because he's everywhere, doing everything that he can to better the game. My man Spider from formerly of And One, my man Spider's World Academy. I know men and women that are stepping out on the forefront to teach and lead our kids through this difficult adjusting moment. And parents, man, hey, I'm praying for you. Yep, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you across the board because you are making adjustments. I love what I've been seeing on social media pertaining to the criticism that we put our teachers through when we find out little Susie and little Johnny don't act right up in class, and we act like they can do nothing wrong. And social media is ablaze right now with just memes and remarks of, girl, look, Johnny ain't good after all. I need to send him back to you. I need to send him back to school. Man, We don't appreciate those. What I'm reminded of, we don't appreciate those that are making the sacrifices for us. You know, and I also got to give a huge shout out to my essential workers. I know we've been saying that word a lot throughout this past week. Essential jobs. You know, my grocers, folks working at grocery stores, folks working at the Starbucks, the mailmen, the mail crew, continuing to get us our mail and continue to meet the little small needs that we have, man. Because, hey, when your whole world is turned upside down, I like to call it first world problems, you know, it's hard to make that adjustment. But we're doing that. And we're going to continue doing that here on The Flow with Coach Ray, man. I tell you, you never know who stops in and does life with me on The Flow through the game of basketball, through the game of football, through the game of life. Man, I tell you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're a leader, I want to help you be the best that you can be. Make sure you don't go anywhere, okay? Because, hey, we ain't taking no days off. Here's my man, Triple E. It's your favorite crazy coach doing life with you here on The Flow with Coach Ray. It's such a great opportunity to be with you, man. And I just want to touch base because I know the game, we all have been making an adjustment through this thing called Corona. And my man, I've been able to keep up with what's been going on overseas, courtesy of my favorite crazy coach as well, Coach Jordan Tolbert, actually a professional baller overseas as well. You know, yo, catch me on the rebound, my dude. JT, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I've been back for 2 days now, so just get my feet planted to the ground.
Welcome back, man. And look, you know I love you, but quarantine. You know the deal, yeah. My man. Well, man, you talk to me about how your season was going prior to Corona, man.
Well, this was definitely a strange season, man. So I started off most of the season I didn't play. I started my podcast, and I think I left around January, and I went to Taiwan, played in Taiwan for a month. Unbelievable experience.
And you were balling.
Coronavirus, balling out there. That got cut short, and I went to Brussels. And I think I played one game in Brussels before all of the coronavirus stuff started, and that ended that season, shut that down. So now I'm back at home.
And now you back at the house, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you're back, man. But, dude, bro, I'm really glad you're back. I'm really glad you're back because I know you were that quarantine over there was real. You were isolated like a son of a gun, huh?
All we could do was go to the grocery store and the pharmacy, and that's about it. And everybody was kind of afraid of what was going on, so nobody would go nowhere. Nobody would gather, as they should. But it got a little frustrating at times.
Man, you were by yourself, man. You're by yourself. Quarantine, man. I'm lucky to be bald right now, because I know I would get bald if I was in your position. You know, bro, because I would have pulled my hair out. Like, real talk, being by yourself,
okay,
for that long. Oh man, oh my goodness. And you know, all jokes aside, man. You know, we talk about mental stability and mental strength, but one thing that we have to remember with all this self-isolating, this quarantining going on, we got to think about the kids that are in situations of abuse at home. You know, we got to think about the adults that are in situations in which they're being abused. You know, domestic violence, mental and physical, on both sides. Man, there's still a lot of, like it's crazy when you think about when your life is turned upside down, the necessities that actually are needed to keep people functioning that are taken away. You know, what do you think about that, Jay?
I think, you know, when I was by myself, I had to really just, when I woke up in the morning, I had to process my thoughts for the day. Same thing at night, I had to think about everything that happened in the day and how I wanted my day to go today. So the things that I maybe didn't do right the day before, then I had to, kind of brush it off and let it be what it was, and try to make the next day a better day.
I love it.
And that's really all you can do in times like this.
And dude, believe it or not, man, I wouldn't be here without your motivation. Thank you for checking in on me, keeping me up to date with what you were dealing with. And I know Coach Mike, Big Mike, he asked about you time and time again. Your love, big boy, across the board.
I appreciate that, man.
So I got to do life early on with Jalen Posey of Grand Prairie and Myra Gordon of LD Bell. And, man, these kids are studs, bro. They're studs. They both Lumberjack Nation and Alabama. They got some winners, bro. You were able to participate. Well, of course, we got March going on. These kids, seniors that are in college right now, March Madness ripped from under them. Yeah. Man, dude, what do you remember back from your college days of March, man? What are your memories of March?
So, to a certain extent, man, like, all these kids got robbed, man. I can almost imagine, because we were banned from postseason. So when our last game ended in the regular season, that was it for us, and we lost that game. So I just remember, like, the game was in Cincinnati, Ohio, against Cincinnati. And I just remember, as I was walking off the court, man, all the emotions just hit me, and I just broke down crying, because I was like, wow, like, this is over. Not necessarily, like, my career or anything like that, but, like, that moment was done. Like, that was the end of it. And I can't imagine, especially for the teams that fought so hard to be able to have made it to the tournament and then to not be able to play in it.
Oh, man, it's heartbreaking.
They definitely dealing with some pain right now. Man, I hope that the NCAA kind of, like, finds a way to reward those guys, or have some type of tournament, or do something, because those guys deserve to play. And they definitely deserve to show, everything that they've done throughout the whole season.
And for those that are tuning in right now, it's your favorite crazy coach, Coach Ray, on the flow with Coach Ray Hurd, only on Fishbowl Radio Network, broadcasting live out of Globe Life Park, home of the Dallas Renegades, former home of the Texas Rangers. Both of them gone. None of them playing because of Corona. I'm on the line with my guy, JT, Coach Jordan Tolbert, baller, pro ball player, also host of Yo! I love doing that. Catch Me on the Rebound, one of the up-and-coming podcasts that'll help you get your mind right. We're just doing life. And Jay, man, dude, you're absolutely right about the NCAA needing to do something for these seniors that are graduating. What do you think we need to brainstorm and send a play-by-play of what the NCAA should do, man? You think what do we say? Shoot, might as well do a tournament. You got to keep it ball, right?
Got to keep it. You got to have a tournament. You have to. Yeah, the fans want it. The kids deserve it. I think you have to.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I would really love to see my man D Baines playing again.
Hey, that boy was going to work.
Bro, he finished Big 12 in 3 categories, top 10.
Did he?
Categories, top 10, bro. Yeah, man, and the number one winner in TCU basketball history.
And didn't even get to play in the tournament. And he's a senior, right?
And he's a senior. Didn't get to play in the tournament. And we got to think about it on the girls' side. I've been harping about this since Corona took place on the girls' side of TCU, man. Man, Lauren Hurd.
How were they going?
Man, dude, they were going to the dance, bro. They were going. Coach P had them right. They were peaking at the right time. Lauren Hurd, my girl JC Bradley, Michelle Berry. Oh man, dude, they were rolling. And all the senior class robbed.
That hurt.
Robbed.
That hurts for that program, for that whole program.
Oh my goodness. And we got to think about the after effect. I know that that safety is priority number one. Okay, safety is priority number one. Everybody's health is priority number one. But we're actually dealing with something, etiquette, which America and human beings outright, we've taken life for granted. I think that's the biggest thing that we're dealing with. The fact that lives have been changed because people wasn't washing their hands. No. You know?
Yeah.
It's like something as simple as washing your hands. Folks, this is your favorite crazy coach. Stop being so nasty.
Yep.
Goodness. Bunch of nasty folks out there, man. Wash them hands. Bro, I breathe sanitizer. Breathe it. You hear me? I need to holler at Johnson & Johnson or Louis Vuitton. How do you say it? Louis Vuitton? Louis Vuitton. You know, sometimes my hooked on phonics didn't work for me. But I need to holler at them. You know, see? How about a sanitizer sponsorship for the flow with Coach Ray? You know?
Right?
Hey, man, why not? You know? But, Jay, man,
Okay.
I'm glad that you're back because I know you grew about 25 more gray hairs. I know you did. Just being a nice man. How many times did you get through Netflix? The binge watching on Netflix?
So, man, Coach Ray, I actually read a lot, man. I read a lot, and this sounds strange, but I kind of dived into James Brown and just his whole history as an artist. And that dude, he's a bad dude.
Oh, James was bad, man.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
You see what? So you took advantage of the time that you have off.
I hope that I did.
You bettered your mind. You hit me with some truth with an F, as Prime Time would say. You hit me with some truth. You had to better your mind by reading some books, some good books. So catch me on the rebound with your top 3 books that you would recommend folks to get during Corona.
Let me see. I got it right here. So, okay. So, I Only Talk Winning is a book about a guy named Angelo Dundee.
Coach Dundee?
And Dundee was Muhammad Ali's trainer.
Yeah. Angelo Dundee.
That book, Angelo Dundee, I Only Talk Winning. Let's see what else. I got The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell. It's a great book. And The 50th Law is kind of like the 48 Laws of Power, but 50 Cent, he redid the book with the same author, with kind of like his own feel.
Oh, so. Curtis Jackson. Look, Curtis got his hand in everything. So those top 3 books, let's see. I Only Talk Winning by Angelo Dundee. That's a legendary trainer of Muhammad Ali, the greatest. Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. And 50 Laws of Power by Curtis Jackson and the author of 48 Laws of Power.
Yes, sir.
So those are 3 books, folks out there listening, that my man, catch me on the rebound himself, Mr. Jordan Tolbert, recommends for you guys to get your mind right during this coronavirus. Man, I tell you, I'm glad you're back, big boy. I'm glad. You been keeping up with NFL?
I see the Saints teaming up, man. They building a nice little squad, and that Tom Brady move just completely threw me off.
Bro, it threw the entire NFL off. And you know what's redunculous is the fact that that's not the last of the shakeups. Todd Gurley going to Atlanta, man. He's going to the house. Cam Newton. Cam Newton go by Carolina, bro. I'm be real with you. I don't care what we got to do to get rid of Derek Carr. I hope he goes to Las Vegas. You heard that here, folks. You want to sell some tickets? Chucky.
Yeah.
You looking at me, Chucky, via Facebook Live. Yeah, I'm talking to you with Jordan JT. Catch me on the rebound. Chuck, you want to sell some tickets in Vegas? Go get Cam. Go pick him up. I don't care what you got to do. Just do it. Ain't like you don't have the money. Take a pay cut. We paid you all that money.
Didn't they pay him $125 or something?
He rich.
Put it like that.
Look,
put it like
rich.
that.
You know he's rich. And look, and Melvin Gordon signing with the Broncos. Dude, that was huge. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. But we got to get our act right down here in Dallas. They need that act right.
Yeah, we definitely do. Definitely do.
My God. My God, my God. So, man, dude, what we going to do, man?
So, did you hear that Antonio Brown may team up with Tom Brady?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard that.
That'll be a big story.
You know what just happened? My man,
yeah.
Mr. Bruce Arians, because you know Bruce is down in Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Bruce said Antonio Brown not coming.
Did
Bruce said he's not a good fit. Bruce tripping.
Yeah.
Bruce going to be the next one gone. Okay? Bruce don't understand. You got to put talent. You put Tom Brady will keep Antonio Brown in line.
He will keep
That's what kills me. That's what kills me, man. That's you know, folks go through hardship for a reason, to humble them. And I know Antonio Brown has been humble. You want to sell tickets? Go sell tickets, folks. Get Antonio Brown down in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady needs a reliable wide receiver. You can't just put him. We know New England. It was a system that they placed around Tom Brady. He led the system, but you got to put solid, quality players. Mike Evans still down there. You got him. Antonio Brown. Oh man, that's a dual threat across the board.
Mike Evans is the problem.
So man, you know I can talk relationship. I can talk relationship with you. Okay.
Okay.
And you know, you just came from Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
You just came from Belgium. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And man, hold up, bro. You've been keeping up with Meghan Markle and what Prince Harry?
Last I heard of them, they moved. Didn't they reclaim the throne or something like that?
Oh my goodness, they stepped away from the throne, bro. Stepped away
from the throne.
Took baby Archie to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the queen, she, bless her heart, she upset across the board. Mama, they don't do me like that. Look, now, Meghan and Prince Harry and the baby Archie, they moving to L.A.
Wow. Oh, so they come to America.
Bro.
Wow.
Hey, they already there. You hear me?
They are.
Look here.
They are.
Look here. I came. Look, we talking about Prince Harry. Let's look at Prince Harry's perspective. This young man. Good night, bro. He gave up everything. You hear me? He gave it up.
Yeah.
Gave everything up.
Yeah.
Why he give it up, Jordan?
Is this the politically correct answer?
Yes, man, the politically correct answer. Yeah.
He gave it up for a great woman. I'll put it like that.
My dog. Look, there's a Limp Bizkit song in heavy rotation right now. Okay, but we're gonna leave that alone. Okay? But man, dude.
Yeah.
I look at Prince Harry, I say, man, I salute you, bro. I really do. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, we hoop and holler. Of course, we getting the cut up right now. You know, every man wants to have that one woman.
Yes.
They'll give up everything for.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
I sit here right now as a 39-year-old man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through life. Been through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Been there. Okay. Every man and every woman. I'm going to be politically correct. Well, we got to be politically correct now. Everybody wants that one person that they would give everything up for.
I agree, man. I think, as you say, just to go back to, while I was at home, man, I was just really thinking, like, along with, you know, obviously being financially stable, being, you know, mentally in the right place, you got to be able to give and receive love. And I just think that it's a necessity for everybody, obviously from your family, but you kind of want that in a partner. And I think until you really get it, then as a person, you're just not really whole. So,
And you are speaking volume, bro.
he's definitely making history.
Oh yeah.
For what he did.
Oh yeah. Harry gave it up. He gave it up. And you know what? You know, we look at in the sports world, man, some of the most tragic stories have happened to some of our greatest athletes because of domestic instability.
True.
You know, you look at Andre Rison, could have been one of the greatest wide receivers, but left eye burned down his house. You know what I'm saying? Domestic instability. You know, it's needed. It's needed. It's valued. And it's your favorite crazy coach. I know we get off topic sometimes here on the flow with Coach Ray. I told you we do life. My man Jordan, Coach JT, a.k.a. Yo! Catch me on the rebound. He's on the line with me. We've been doing life today with two of the baddest kids to ever lace up the kicks on the court here in the Metroplex. Jalen Posey of Grand Prairie High School and Myra Gordon of LD Bell. These kids are going off to college to play ball. Man, we've been doing life across the board. And I got to give a huge shout-out to my man Jonathan Gray. JG, I see you, big dog. I see you training the quarterbacks of the future down at AP Ranch. Keep up the great work and everything that's going on down there. I know Corona is keeping us isolated, but, man, I'm giving my roses to my brothers that are and my sisters that are still representing on that front line, man. And Jonathan Gray, he's doing it. He's doing it big time. And JT.
Yes, sir.
Big dog. I got to get you back into the studio, man. I got you here now. You here now. But first, hey, I'm going to be real. You better get through that 7 days of quarantine.
I'm trying my hardest, man. I can't keep this little one cooped up in the house. She got to use that energy. So we got to go on walks. She got to use that energy.
Look,
or she'll be bouncing off the wall.
My girl, you better put a rock in her hand. You know?
Put a rock?
Put a rock in her hand. Let her dribble it out. Dribble that energy out. Dribble that energy.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm glad that you're back, man. I love you across the board. Man, you know you got a home here all the time. All the time. So, Jay, before I let you go,
okay.
My knuckleheads that are hoop heads coming up.
Okay.
I know they're itching. They're itching for an opportunity to get on the court. You spoke on just being a professional in the league, overseas. You spoke on the fact that you necessarily didn't get to play as much as you wanted to. What can you advise mentally for these kids to push through?
Right now, I would just say watch the game. Watch the film, study players, study offensive, study defenses, you know, really watch the game from a mental standpoint. Just try to learn as much as you can without, you know, obviously we can't physically get on the court and play like we want to. So, yeah, you got to study your game from a different aspect. I mean, if you just watch some of the best players and their interviews and things like that, you'll see how methodical they are when it comes to analyzing the court. So they're gonna get you on the court and they're gonna tear you up, but it's probably because they already had a game plan for you.
Gotcha.
So I would say watch the game, watch the sideline, watch the post game talk, the pre-game talk, the bench, watch everything.
Biggest thing, man, remember that you're a brand. Remember that you're a brand. And you invest in your brand, my folks, coming up. You got to listen to Coach JT. Listen to that advice that he said. Study the film. And you know what? Before we get up out of here, bro, I gotta make sure that I'm giving out good nuggets. Good nuggets. And there's nothing gooder. It's a new word. I just made it up. There's nothing gooder than good food. You know, in Krispy Kreme, they'll be offering dozens of donuts to healthcare workers every Monday starting March 30th, which is also National Doctors Day. I love the marketing. You still got to adjust with the flow. And even Starbucks is offering free coffee to healthcare workers and first responders during this corona pandemic. And, man, I tell you, all my healthcare workers out there, we love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. I'm praying for you. Your favorite crazy coach is lifting you up because that's the one thing that's going to get us through this, you know. And across the board, we got to keep adjusting, keep flowing because, you know, the flow goes on. Big JT.
Yes, sir.
I love you, big boy.
Yeah, you too, man. I like that the flow goes on, man. I like that.
The flow goes on,
that.
man. Across
the flow goes on.
Hey, I tell you, man, my folks out there, you never know who's going to do life with your favorite crazy coach. And man, I got to give a rescue response to my teachers out there. I need to hear from you, okay? My teachers, my coaches out there, hit me up at theflowwithcoachray@gmail.com. I want to know how I can serve you during this corona pandemic. I know you're making adjustments, making online curriculum, getting in front of the video camera, recording videos, Lord, wondering about your hair, your nails, your makeup, your haircuts, your facial hair, all across the board. You're pushing yourself past the boundary of comfort just so you can provide that lesson for our kids. Man, I need to know. Hit me up at theflowwithcoachray@gmail.com. Let me know how the Flow with Coach Ray can serve and help during this pandemic outside of prayer, because I know prayer helps. Okay? It's your favorite crazy coach, my man JT. Yo! I just love saying that. Catch me on the rebound. My dude, I love you, big man. Get up out of here. My folks, I'll see you guys next week. Be the best that you can be. Keep God first. And go get it. Bang, bang. I'm out.
This is LaTanya L.T. Davison of the Mental Speak and Music Speak radio shows, broadcasting live each week on Sunday at 5 p.m. Central from Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear discussions on social issues, mental and emotional